Okay, welcome back to the CounterStrike Casuals podcast, episode 80, the big 80. Let's go. How are you, Brady? What are you saying?
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
I might have turned you
Lot
up too loud. Hang on. Let me go on. You
of
carry on talking and I'll
typical.
adjust.
Typical. There's so much Counter-Strike going on at the minute. I feel like a bit overwhelmed with it all.
Well, a lot of news and gossip, I guess, more than actual CounterStrike, right?
Yeah, true. Which is always the case
Well,
during the off-season.
we were hoping to get this out sooner after the major, but I think I effed it up in typical fashion with just life and stuff like that. So, shall we we'll let's run the intro and then let's quickly get straight into the major, I think, right? Or the fallout or aftermath of the major, yeah? Should we do that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So, question one, topic one, which I'm just going to go straight into. Our Vitality, the best team ever. Yeah, I know. Our Vitality, the best team ever to do it.
Oh, mate, this is old news. They are not yet.
They're not yet.
No, I wouldn't say so. Would you?
They're pretty fucking good, mate. I mean, what? Who would be the notable comparisons? The Astralis team, Fnatic of old, Nip of old, I guess, right? Those are the ones that immediately spring to mind. The problem was, I was more watching Counter-Strike towards the end of Astralis, like properly towards the end of Astralis, so it's always harder for me as a, I confess more, like I was more focused on it towards after Astralis onwards, so I think there's definitely some bias there. I just think they're sick.
I think, well, I'm similar. I was probably a bit more aware of the Astralis era, and even in that short space of time, I would still say Astralis era was an era, whereas this Vitality one, they've had a great season, right? But you couldn't really say it's an era yet. We've kind of thrown that word around as of a lot of other people, but really, they've had a great season.
Mate, they've won like every tournament, a major, the Grand Slam.
Okay, let me reword it. They've had a fantastic season. Like, it's been a really good season. But I don't think 1-6 season can be classed as an era. Because what if next season they, not that they're going to, but they just plummet?
Oh, I'm really excited to see the first tournament back and see how they perform.
Yeah, I do feel like Spirit. I do feel like Spirit have kind of thrown a spanner in the works trading KSUK, but yeah, there you go. Do you think it's the best run up to a major? I noticed the article on HLTV.
As in their streak. Oh mate, it's so annoying that the best of ones were at that major because they wouldn't have lost that best of one. Their streak would have continued. It's so annoying.
Yeah, if this was closer to the major of the time of recording, I'd be so much more angry. But those best of ones were bullshit. I don't know if we mentioned it last time.
We may have done. We may
have. But yeah, they were bullshit.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so maybe like you said, it is a bit of an old news question, which is fair enough then. So I don't mind because we've got a lot talked about. We're not going to run out of things to say. I don't mind asking the question about apEX, which I had more. Like I wanted to discuss more, which is he actually?
Is he a cunt?
Is he the best IGL of all time then? Is apEX the best IGL of all time? Think about who we've got to compare him to then. So he's now won 3 majors. So 2 with Vitality. And then he won one with that Envy team.
I wouldn't say so, personally, for me. No, I wouldn't say so. I think maybe he's got the potential. Like he could become the best, but I still think even like Glaive, for example, I would take over him.
Prime Glaive, yeah. We can talk about all these people in their prime.
Yeah, his team is so stacked. I feel like I can't give him too much credit. Like, I guess you could say Astralis had device, but they brought the best out of Device. We've seen Device on other teams since, and he was just like a shadow of his former self. Whereas Zywoo, you've got Zywoo, Robs, Flames, like, and they've had
And
some.
and Messi, mate. I mean, Messi really
Yeah,
stepped up last season as like an overall super reliable player, didn't he? Like, I can't.
yeah, I think he's one of those underrated players, but I think a lot of these kind of support players get underrated. It's even like a Tessas,
Yeah.
like similar vibes for him.
They get. I feel like they're
But
getting rated more in CS2 than CS:GO, but I can't tell you why. I just feel like it's a vibe around the gaming community that like support, lurk, uh, roles seem to be a bit more valued.
I do
I
think
made that up, do
it
you?
feels like they have evolved. Like it does feel like the support players that are really fucking good.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got to be good at all. To be a top 10 on a top 10 team, now every role has to kind of bang now, doesn't it? Like your
Yeah,
support has to be as good as your entry, as your AWP, you know. And just on the topic of IGL, interestingly, like the one thing I think apEX really stands out from the rest of the IGLs is like that guy is actually able to put numbers up and actually frag. Like not obviously every game, but like he is popping up with some good numbers and actually supporting the rifles and Siren. And I think, mate, I don't know. I think I agree with you what you said about Glaive, and obviously Glaive had that incredible. There's the most amount of majors as an IGL, but mate, I don't know. apEX is probably up there now. I would argue 3
it's
majors and
it's the fact that Astralis came along and they kind of changed the meta of CounterStrike as well. And you've got to give so much credit to an in-game leader when they kind of changed the dynamic and the landscape of a game
yeah.
as big as Counter-Strike. Their era kind of changed it, and I don't feel like apEX has done that. He just has a really good team. Don't get me wrong; they have some great setups, some great tactics, but they've got some great players to back that, and he's not doing anything outside of the box. Whereas I feel like that was done with Glaive and Astralis.
How old is
Even
Glaive now? Because
Glaive,
Glaive's probably the one that out of all these.
he can't
Let's have a
he
quick
can't be
look.
that old, right?
30.
Yeah,
That's not that old for it. I mean, apEX is 32, Carrigan's 35. How was Alexi B? He's probably the youngest of those. 28, yeah.
yeah.
Glaive's actually younger than I thought. I would have put Glaive at like 35 or something. Not
Yeah,
that
I
it
think
is a big difference,
he
but
kind of like ran out of juice, and I also think it's like going Cadian with heroic. Like you've got to have the right players around you, and I feel like Zywoo and apEX are just like they get on so well. They're perfect for each other, and apEX seems to be a really good um, leader in terms of chemistry with everybody. Um, he seems to get on with everyone, and everyone seems to enjoy his leadership. So I do think you could argue that is one of his best assets.
fair enough. Fair enough. Um, well, while we're on the topic of Vitality apEX and we mentioned Zyru, then do you think this little non-era, in your words, cements Zyru as the GOAT then? Or do you think
I mean, we kind of discussed this back when he broke Simple's record, right? And I do think that
that's when he did
he,
his MVP record, do you mean?
I do think he's on the border of becoming the GOAT with these new players. It
Mm.
feels like there's a bit of a crossing of um, I don't want to keep using the word eras, but it feels like there's a bit of a crossing with these new players coming in. For these Kaisuke's, Donks, all these new signings that everyone's talking about at the minute. It feels like they're a new breed. Do you not think? Like there's
Yeah.
just like that the hype around Donk, and when he came on the scene, we've never really seen that. And
Completely justified as well.
yeah,
It's
do you
often
think
rare.
are these the lockdown? Is this what we've done with lockdown? We've created these monsters.
these
That absolute
absolute,
beast at games.
yeah, maybe. It's just, us old fogies, we were born in the wrong time. We should have been, coming up for like 14, 15 when lockdown was on. I mean,
Yeah,
that
especially in Russia.
although when you're like first, oh no, I think would have been out and about causing trouble. But when you're like 13, 14, 15, I mean, well, you should probably just be playing games, shouldn't you? Although my dad was always like, get outside. I think now,
Yeah,
if I told him now that like how much some of these guys earn, people probably would have been like, all right, stay on CS, son. Learn some
yeah,
lineups.
yeah. Stay up a bit longer. No, I was definitely a kid that played out more than I did game.
Mm,
My CounterStrike time was like when I got home.
yeah.
I got home and I stayed up late playing CounterStrike. That was me.
Mm,
Didn't really stay in, which is kind of what you need to do, isn't it? If you're
I
going to be a
think
pro,
so.
you need to be staying
You
in,
need to just
smashing the game.
grind. Yeah. I don't think Donk ever saw outside until he went to a competition or LAN.
Yeah. Wow, what's that? A real tree?
Yeah. Looks well
So
different
it's
on
in terms
online.
of Zywo being the GOAT, I would say currently, I don't even know like if you
The,
could
the,
currently say he's the best to ever play Counter-Strike. I
there's
think it's
still
so hard
like
to play.
people always forget device in the chat, don't they?
I don't think people do. There is people that do say device, and they're just wrong. It's simple or Zywo, isn't it?
I think it is in
And
terms of like actual so gay saying like cult, don't mean gay, but like so Gimpy saying cultural impact, but like that kind of aura and like actual impact of you wanting to watch a game. Like if someone said you can watch a game with Zyro simple device, you're gonna choose Zyro or simple over device. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'd probably choose simple first, and then I'd be torn between Zywo and device. I feel like
really, I don't know. I think
yeah, they're a little bit more. They're not as exciting, are they? Whereas simple is. But I do think Donk is in the mix. He's not in the mix now, but he's going to be in the mix. Like if he can win, they can get a good team, and they don't keep trading their phenomenal academy players. They could be unreal.
yeah. I mean,
But
yeah.
who knows this era? Like with these beasts coming out at the minute,
The interesting
like
thing
who
about
knows?
the donk thing as well is like often we hear the hype about these young players and it dies out, but it's just never dying out and it's completely justified. It's insane. Like even at this major, he was putting up great numbers. Just everyone else around him was shit. So
Yeah. The
um,
thing for me is it's like he's pretty consistent. Like most games, like he's probably going to be one of the highest rated players.
yeah,
How long can he carry this on for? Like, is it? I feel like he could be because he's done this on a few different teams before he got to tier one, didn't he? So I do feel like he could carry on. Whereas with a player like Zywu, if he wasn't with apEX and he was with some people that maybe he didn't get on as well with, how would he perform? How would that affect his stats?
mm, mm.
So I think it's all interesting, but for me, I'd maybe have to go Zywu because I do feel like it's so difficult. But I'm gonna stick with simple. I've got to stick with simple for now. But I think if Zywu carries on, he could overtake him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, right, let's move on then. Let's move on. I think it's we've got some notes obviously, but I'm just trying to jump around a bit because I think we've been talking about the new kids on the block, so it's sensible that we probably talk about Kaiosuke. What
Yeah,
do you think?
since we talked about Spirit and the I feel like Falcons are always really bad at keeping their roster changes
Secret.
quiet.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, everybody knows what's happening like
yeah. It does feel that way
6
actually.
months before it happens.
The only thing that they're
So
good
yeah,
at is saying that the buyout that someone said they paid is wrong because someone else said that they paid 2 million quid for Bias Karsuke, and one of the Falcons like geezers, was like one of the Saudis was like, nice try, but it was a lot of money, but not quite that. And I feel like that's like the third time that he said that. It's like, oh, not that much, but a lot of money.
yeah.
So probably like really not far off 2 million quid. Like that's
Yeah, 1.8.
yeah, exactly. Which is imagine it. Imagine it was. That's insane. 17-year-old Russian kid.
For me, the fact that no other team, there was no inkling of him going anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah. They just
Not even to Spirit. Everyone was just like, he's going Falcons, which makes me think the buyout was super high. That everyone was just like, oh, fuck that.
it's
Which
interesting.
is why I keep saying Falcons are ruining the game.
Yeah, but in the same vein, I'm not sure I would have wanted him to go to Spirit because Spirit, Donk's obviously sick, but like his personality is not great, and none of them other than Magic's are that great, and Magic's is apparently the one that's getting benched or going to be leaving.
No, what if he went to a different team?
Well, yeah, but like who?
Anyone? FaZe, G2, Navi.
Yeah, fine. What I mean is, like, I'm hoping that he's got a bit about him, and I think him moving to somewhere like Falcons, strangely, does show he's got a bit about him. Do you know what I mean? A bit of like almost charisma and a bit of like, why wouldn't I go to Falcons? I don't have to follow Donk and go to Spirit and just be in like Team Russia. Do you get what I mean? Like a bit of,
Yeah, it does make you think like how much of a say do they have?
as in the player or Spirit. Sorry.
A player.
I think he would have said he wanted to go there to probably play with Monesi, I guess, would be my Monesi and Nico.
Yeah, but if you're Spirit, you'll go, nah, we'll sell you to whoever gives the highest bid.
And Falcons probably still was that person, right?
Yeah,
Falcons probably
100%.
said, what do you want for him? And they just said a big number, and Falcons said,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. I mean, whilst I tend to agree with you that it's making the landscape a bit skewed with Falcons doing what they want, it's also pretty cool for them to just make a
This is
super
what I mean,
team.
like, so I've said, like, at the minute, like, every team during this, whatever you want to call it, roster mania, whatever, there's always, like, everybody's doing what they can to become one of the top teams, right? But
Mm.
if you're saying Navi or even Mouse were the second best team last season, right? Do you agree with that?
Yep.
They've come out and said we were the second best team. Fair enough, you were the second best team. But I still think that Mouse, they were the second best team last season after Vitality, but they're still further away from Vitality than Falcons or Spirit. Do you
Yeah,
agree with that?
I do agree with that. Weirdly, I think you're right. I think there's something that it's just
It
it's
feels
just that
like
killer instinct, isn't it, with Mouse?
all their players are at a high level of their role. They don't have a star that's like a very high level at their role, like a Monesi, a Zaiwu, a Donk. They don't. They need a star player, which makes me think: Can you? Could you? Can you? Is there any point in competing with Vitality, Falcons, Spirit? Like, what are other teams supposed to do to beat them? Like, what can you do if you don't have access? And I said to you, so if you create a team now without using any player from Vitality, Falcons, or Spirit, could you make a team that could beat Vitality?
I think you get close. I don't even know if you can beat them. I actually don't know. I obviously did have a go at making a team because I knew you were gonna. You obviously gave me the heads up. And wait a minute. Oh no, who can I not have?
Anyone from those three teams, Vitality. Go on, what have you done?
No,
Let
who?
me,
Wait, who can I? What team can I not have?
Vitality, Falcons, and Spirit.
Okay, I can have Mouse.
Yeah, you can have Mouse.
Okay, that's good then, because I've got two Mouse players.
Go on.
All right. I tell you what then. Have you got a team?
No.
Okay. IGL, obvious, so just put him in there.
Carrigan.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck's sake.
Well, but to be fair to him, who else would you call? Who else would you put as IGL?
Shuey.
No, he's just gone to Liquid, done nothing. So
No,
that's
he's
stupid. All right, Orp. Who you think's in my not top three?
I think you've got some Pious. I'd have Simple, but I think you put some
No, I
Pious.
put Torsey because he's been sick for
Torsey.
Mouse.
Okay.
Yeah, so Torsey.
Yeah.
I then put Spinks from Mouse because he's just too good to ignore really in that role. Then I put Frozen from FaZe. And my last player, my last rifle spot, is Senzu from Mongols. I actually think that team's great for just like on paper. I appreciate in real life it wouldn't work probably at all because Senzu probably doesn't speak English. And yeah, I don't know, but that would be my team of non-Spirit Falcons vitality.
Yeah, I don't think you'd do it with them, but
go on then. Who would you have?
Orp I'd have Simple, honestly. Like
just because of that one showing at
that one showing. How many games did he play? And how long's his career been? Like the guy's sick.
Oh yeah.
If not, I'd have some Pious.
Shit, no. I was about to say Shiro.
Don't think I'd
No, of course, Cloud Spirit. Yeah. I think Torsey deserves to be in there, no? Or I would say 9-10 if he didn't shit the bed so much at in the final for Major, because yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to look at it. Probably, I might even have Twists in there.
I nearly put Nerds in, but I don't think it's a great one.
Nerds. Frozen's a good shout.
Frozen's good, yeah. I also nearly said Xantaras, but I just don't think he's been as good recently. So I just thought I was going more for like who's been good in the last 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. Hopefully, there'll be a few more names in the mix this season. After this player break, these new players that are coming along, we might have some more names to talk about. And hopefully, I'm wrong, touch wood, Falcons are not just gonna. It's not just gonna be a battle between Falcons and Vitality. Do you think this new Falcons roster can knock Vitality off the number one spot? Yeah, fuck it. The number one spot.
I don't know, mate. Do you know why? They've got Nico. And Nico's really good at not being number one. So if they got rid of Nico, maybe. If they got rid of Nico...
Is Nico going to get the credit if they do well? And does he deserve the credit if they do well?
Well, it depends how Karasuke... If Karasuke comes and put donk numbers up, yeah, and Monacy is Monacy, then he won't get the credit because...
Do you know what? Sorry, mate. But do you know how outrageous this trade is?
Yeah.
Kaiosuke could have the potential to be the best player on that team. That's outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Considering
it's got Nico and Monacy.
That's madness.
Yeah.
And if he is, they surely have got to be number one.
Well, you would think so, yeah. I don't know about this. I think Nico's the problem.
Really? Are we going to get a new predictions? We've not put anything on our prediction board for a while.
Should we do one now? I'll get it up. But it's worth having a quick look at what we actually did last time.
Well, I know I smashed mine. I said Navi weren't going to win anything.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like a proper basic shit like prediction, but they had just won Team of the Year and all got a lot of awards when I did call that.
Well, fair enough. Mine was that FaZe will make a major final in 2025.
Who will?
FaZe
will make a final.
We'll make a major final in 2025.
Oh, they were close.
Well, not far off. Obviously they were in one last year, but not this year yet. And I said Elise should be top 20. That one's not looking as good, although it's been alright, but I doubt that.
Right, I want you to do one based on Vitality or Falcons or Spirit or whoever you want, but it's got to be a bold prediction.
Hot take.
Yeah, don't want to. Vitality.
What about Falcons will win no. Falcons will not win an S tier tournament in the next year, so they won't win a major.
What?
They won't win
That's
Cologne.
a fucking take and a
They
half.
won't win Cologne. They won't win Katowice. Although Cologne's changing. One of them's changing, isn't it? Whatever those tournaments are, you know what I'm saying. They can win like a Blast, Rivals, or Bounty. That's fine. You can win them. You can win Pro League, but not the Cologne's, Katowice.
So what if? Are you saying if it's got like vitality there and spirit, or
Nah,
are you just
not if it's still like a Blast Bounty. I don't care.
right?
It's like
So
one of
like a
the big
notable.
tournament. Yeah, like Katowice or equivalent.
Right,
Cologne.
I feel like you're backpedaling a little bit.
Major. I think it's quite good. I'm putting it on the board. I'm putting it on. All right. Okay. All right. How about? Well, how would you spice that up then?
Well, I could say they will, but I feel like that'd be a bit boring.
Falcons won't win S tier tournament. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just say he won't win S tier. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then we can judge it. So if everyone in the community says actually this IEM, Kazakhstan was an S tier tournament because everyone was there and the prize money, we'll judge it. And if they win it, then fair play. But if it's not and the Vitality, Spirit and Mouse aren't there, but they still
I'm gonna say they're gonna be ranked number 1 in the next year
Okay.
at some point. I don't know if that's a bold statement either, considering what's just happened. I'll come up with one for you for the next episode. How about that?
Well, no, I'm saying rank number 1 for you.
How about that?
All right,
Well,
fine.
okay, yeah, you can put that down.
Right, let's move on. Do you want to talk about some of the other new kids on the block that we're excited about, or anyone?
Well, I mean, since we talked about Spirit, they're signing this kid from Namiga.
Yeah.
Sway.
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 Which, considering Namiga have been around recently and been playing, I haven't actually really paid much attention to him, or I don't know. I guess it's a good signing.
I would say it's definitely an upgrade. I've been saying this for probably about a year since they won Shanghai 6 months ago, was it? I've been saying they need to replace.
You did. You said
Magis, probably.
Yeah.
After.
You said they should make a change straight after the major. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as soon as they won that major, I still would have made a change. I think because Magis put up a good rating, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, they're really good. Spirit this, Spirit that," and I just wasn't sold. For me, players have to be consistent. You can't just have one good showing. And I think it was Prof said on HLTV, he was saying that he doesn't trust this player's good because of this, that, and the other. And then who was it he was talking about? He said someone had a few good games during the major, and that doesn't mean that they're a good player. Like, I'm not sold just because they had Flammus, that was it. Just because he's had a few good games at a major doesn't mean that he's a good player. Like, I think he's too hyped. Like, there's so much hype around him. He's not even that good. And then he said later on in the podcast, he said, "Oh, Magis put up a rating of 1.69 in the major final. So one game in the major counts, but the rest of them don't." And I just think that one good game off Magis yes, it was in a final, but you can't be like, "Oh, so he plays really good in that environment." I'm not that type of guy that says, "Oh, these players play really well when the pressure's on them," or "These players play really bad when the pressure's not on them." Like, I just don't believe that's the case. Like, look at I nearly said G2 Falcons losing in the was it in the playoffs? Was it the playoffs? Did they even reach the playoffs?
They lost at one of the stages, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So losing in the major group stages, you can't say those players can't deal with pressure. It's just unfortunate. Like these things happen. Players play the game, and sometimes they play well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get unlucky, sometimes they don't. Doesn't mean this guy can't play under pressure. This guy's really good under pressure. So I think it's a good change for him. Spirit needed to make this change a long time ago. It's took them far too long, and I don't even know if it's the last change they make. To be honest, I think they might need to make more. Let's have a look at him when he joins.
Mm.
But having rambled on, do you have anything to say about them?
I think they needed to make a change. I think it's a shame Magix didn't perform better over the term. I like him. I think that team in itself, other than Donk, is just fucking boring.
Would you get rid of Magis over Zonix? Because it's not confirmed, is it?
I'd be more inclined to get rid of Chopper and Zontic. I don't know who you bring in for them, but I feel
So
like
you'd keep Magis?
potentially, yeah. I think that team. The team just seems so. Do you know what? There's a real energy about them which I just don't even really like watching.
Yeah.
Like,
they have a really negative vibe, don't they? Like
yeah,
they all
just
seem like, even when they won a little crappy tournament and they weren't happy, and they just seem a little bit
it's
low vibes.
it's almost like you're gunning for them to lose. If they win, I'm not like, yeah, like if Mouse win, it's like go on boys, like you got there, you deserve it. Spirit, yeah, I'm just not sure.
You couldn't imagine any of them jumping around celebrating after a win,
Which is
could
what
you?
I want to see. Yeah, that's why I like apEX, because he's passionate. He really does play up to this role of whatever he's doing, and it's what you want to see. Like, especially when you know gaming nowadays is like that. It is a bit like actually in your face and exciting. They're almost like bringing it back to like just being boring nerds sat in a basement and not saying anything.
Yeah,
So
it's like they're not enjoying themselves and they can't really let loose. They need some players that are gonna get on and bring.
bring some
The,
fire. We want some fire in bellies.
well, we got fire with Donk, haven't we? We just need someone
No,
to
but
bring them out their
actual
shells a
fire, like,
little bit.
yeah. Or if
Yeah, like hype.
Donk became. This is why I'm hoping this Karsuke's got a bit of arrogance about him. If he's as good as Donk, but he's also like, I am the best. Fucking too right, mate. He's gonna gas me up. I'm gonna be like, this is simple all over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they need someone to hype him up a little bit. But yeah, let's see what he's like. I mean, we've seen him. He's played tier 1, right? He's been on Amiga for a bit. So we know a bit more about him than we do some of the other players that have been on academy teams, like Kaisuke, and the new Navi player, Makazi.
From their academy, yeah. So I
Yeah,
don't know anything about him.
I think Navi needed to make a change.
Yep,
Obviously,
I think that's
I
right.
would have said that.
Yeah.
I mean, with my prediction, obviously I wasn't quite sold on this Navi team. It surprised me that it has taken them so long, but I also don't know who they're going to replace, and I don't know who I would replace, to be honest.
Yeah, there's been a lot of chat about JL going, isn't there? And I feel like you maybe be more inclined for JL.
JL's the thing. The thing with this is, I think chemistry is a massive thing on teams. So JL seems like he's got a lot of good energy, and he
but
brings the mood up a little bit.
I think his highs are high, but his lows are quite low as well.
Really?
I think so. I think when he's down, he's very down. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not too sure performance-wise. I'm not too sure who's had a off season, but JL
But they've
did.
none of them have played particularly well, though, have they?
Yeah, it feels like all of them kind of either playing really well or not well at all.
I think over the whole just quick HLTV, I mean, this means very little. This is basically what nothing is, but Imma's 1.09, JL's 1.11 since they've both been in. I mean, that's 0.02 difference in it, like nothing really. So it's pretty even, really. I still feel like JL over his span of his career at Navi's had obviously the more impact. Obviously, the major run was like him just popping off madly, and I think I don't know. Part of me would want to keep him because he's got that capability, whereas Imma's like slowly but surely gone like this. But it's been so slow and so like tedious. Like I don't know if it gets any better for Imma. Do you understand? I think with Imma,
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, that's probably it now. JL, I think, still has that in him to like really pop off.
yeah, and JL can he can clutch as well. Like you can get those moments from him. If I can remember JL highlights, I can't really remember too many Imma
Yeah,
highlights.
yeah. If who are you wanting to watch, regardless of regardless of how they're performing right now? Who would you rather watch? You're probably gonna pick JL, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I think
But having said that, they could also get more money for him if they did get rid of him. So if you're
yeah,
like, oh, we've got these two players, similar rating, they're both not playing too great. We've been offered more money for one. You're probably going to get rid of that one. Um,
yeah.
but having said that, you might want to keep the one that's got the better mood around the team. Maybe everyone gets on with him more. And
Well,
I'm just speculating. It might be the complete opposite, right? Sometimes for people with big personalities, they can crash a little bit with others.
well. Also, do you not remember earlier in the year the Imma saying to Alexi B about let me? What did he say? He was like, "Oh, if I get the spawn there," he had a little whine and moan, and Alexi B was like, we have one round where someone doesn't say something?" Like basically, like a bit of a bite back. So I wonder if there was a bit of friction there, or that was a bit of a window into how they get on with each other.
I do think,
I wouldn't be surprised if Imma leaves, but equally JL. Imagine if
yeah, I
it's
think
bit.
there's probably some bad, yeah. This, well, they could probably get some money for him.
I
Like
know,
I
but you
think
don't
a
want to
lot
get rid of Bit,
of a
man.
bit.
This is God.
Yeah, I think a lot of there's a lot of bitterness in the team. I feel like they're not quite getting on as well as they were. They did really obviously they had a great season when they first got together,
Yeah.
and then when they start losing, it's not. That's when your true colours come out, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that run was just so good that almost that was probably I think everyone accepts they were playing above their station then. So maybe
Yeah,
this is just finding their level now more, isn't it? Like top 5, top 6, top 7 in the world, probably right. So if you want to get back into like top 3, the change is needed. So fair play.
yeah. And this new player seems like he can frag as well. So I think it's what they need. They need a star. I think most teams now need to find a star, and I think we're seeing a lot of kids coming out, aren't we? Coming out of academies and coming from all sorts of places. I think everyone's trying to find a donk, and you need it. Like I said earlier, you, I don't think anyone can compete with those three teams. And the reason I picked those three teams, I could have literally said you can't have, you know, Nico, Monesi, Zaiwu, Donk, or Shiro. You need like a big star player.
Yeah.
I don't think you can compete with those boys without it, which is why I kind of like what Heroic are doing. I think it was Foreign was saying, uh, Heroic, what did he say? Heroic aren't trying to win and everyone's complimenting them because, they're getting good players and they're doing well with lesser players and stuff.
Mm,
But he said Counter-Strike's about winning. But
mm.
in my opinion, if you know you can't win at the minute, you might as well make something out of nothing, right? They're getting these lower, lesser players, doing really well with them, and selling them and making a profit. Like I think that's what you've got to do if you know you can't win tournaments, do that instead.
Yeah.
Make some oolah.
Potentially turn it into a business. I mean, a lot of these teams don't seem to be able to do it. So, um, okay. Any other? What was the other one? You had on notes about Heroic. Again, I confess that I don't know too much about the new boys on the block there, that Grix guy and stuff. But what do you think?
They've got a new Grix kid, and I'll be honest, I don't know loads about him either.
Okay.
But I just like the fact that they're I like the way Heroic move, like the stuff they do and the moves they make seem to be good. He seems like a pretty good player. He's only 19. Um, he was on Aurora for a bit.
Okay.
Like I say, I don't know loads about him. His rating is 1.18. We'll see. I mean, I've not got too much to say. It's heroic in it. I'm not.
Yeah.
They had to replace some pious. I like the fact that they're trying to get a younger kid that's not going to cost them the earth and play it that way. Because let's face it, there's not a load of AWPers available at the minute. Having said that, Simple obviously should be available. Do you think Navi could get Simple back in?
Uh I don't think so. I don't think they go back there now. I think he tweeted, or did he say something on Telegram or one of these things about basically because I think he wanted to join FaZe from what I saw, but he said, "Oh, it looks like I won't be joining FaZe, contract jail or something," which suggests Navi are not going to release him from his contract, and the buyout is massive. And FaZe said, "No, we're not going to pay it." But I think from what I looked at, it insinuated he wanted to join FaZe, but he can't be bought out.
I did get that vibe. He did seem
I
like he
think he
wanted to
likes
join.
it. Yeah, and that would have been cool. Would have been. I think they should be. I don't know. Obviously, I can't speak for this financial situation for FaZe, but I think they should be trying to sign him. It works that team.
For me, it's what more could they have done with him? Gone and got to the final in the major, won the major. Like they've done really well, and I think they did better than expected.
Yep.
Did they do better than they would have done if they had Brokey on the team?
I think they did at that time. I mean,
Probably, or as good.
I think they did better. Brokey's not been
Yeah.
looking good. Be interesting to see. He needs to get into a team ASAP though. He needs to be playing. It's clear because he's still got it, enjoying it. You just don't want him to slip back into his old ways. I think.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be good to get him on the team. Which have G2 got an AWPer yet?
No, not yet.
Is there any rumours we heard about?
I don't think so. What you're saying? He could go to G2. That's a pretty cool team because isn't Hunter suggesting he'd take over IGLing as well?
Yeah, get rid of snacks. Get a decent rifler in. They'd be good if they got rid of snacks and got a decent.
Yeah, Hunter does kind of. Hunter does actually kind of fit into an IGL for me for some reason as well.
Yeah, if he could and still put up decent-ish numbers, and they get a decent AWPer, they could be a decent team. Yeah, if they got because they've got Malves and Heavy God, which are both sick players.
Oh no, mate, we're idiots. G2 have signed some pirates, haven't they?
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Mate, what? How
Mate,
did I forget about that?
That is a sign that we're tired. We should probably end the podcast because
Yeah, end it right there.
Yeah. Mate, I was just
mate.
thinking, haven't they got that field or this? Because Saw's going there and some pass. Oh my god! All right, let's end it there because that's a sign we're tired. Listen, next big event is Cologne, I think, which is a great one to get back into. So look forward to that. I think we should probably play a game of CounterStrike now. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Let's go. All right then, GG. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.